then I guess just going back to kind of your experience being deployed, I think you pointed out one misconception that a lot of us, including myself, have, which is that all these tours and stuff are directly like in a war zone. I think that's mostly because of TV and movies, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was wondering if you could kind of just maybe give us a little bit more of a visual kind of walk through what it's like to be there, so we can picture it a bit.
Um, so we use the term Groundhog Day a lot. Once you get in there and you get into a routine, I think that would be the best advice I could give people going on their first tour is get yourself into a bit of a routine. If breakfast is your thing, if you like to go get up and do PT and then go to breakfast, then try to do that there. Like I said, you have a lot of time on your hands and there's not much to do. So sometimes the facilities are a little limited. So getting up and going to PT in the morning might be good. You might get to the gym and it's packed and think, okay, maybe I'll change my routine and I'll go, after work, or because usually anytime from 4 o'clock till 11 o'clock at night, it's kind of hit and miss on when the gym will be busy. So you get yourself into a routine right away, or as soon as you can. Sometimes work will get in the way because obviously you're there to do that job, so it's going to take priority. Afghanistan, the first time around, was very different. So I was lucky, unlucky, I guess it depends how you look at it. I never went outside the wire, as we called it. So I stayed in Kandahar airfield. I would walk we were in tents at that point. So there was 8 of us in a tent. You had a little rectangle, maybe 6 feet by 10 feet. So that was your space. So you had your cot. Used my barrack boxes as a bedside table. Had one of those hanging shoe things in my room for like socks, underwear, t-shirts, and that kind of stuff. A laptop if you brought one, whatever, for your own entertainment, just something like that, and maybe a lawn chair if you brought it with you. There was a little bit more going on then. So the biggest threat we had in that tour was rocket attacks. So they would just randomly shoot rockets in. At one point, it affects everybody differently. So I can only speak for my personal feelings. Was for me, it got a little annoying because they'd bomb us at 3 in the morning. And I'm like, dude, I'm tired. I want to sleep. Stop waking me up. But we had I had 2 real kind of scary ones. Me and some friends that hit the gym after work. The meal facility closes at 8 p.m. So we always went, worked out, showered, cleaned up, and then we went for a late supper around 7:30. And as we were walking to supper, we had a rocket go over our heads. It ended up landing probably 300 meters past us. It's not like it is on TV every single time. They don't always whistle. This one did, but you knew it was close, so we all hit the deck. And it was kind of funny because when after it went boom, the horn goes off and you go to the bunkers and take cover because you don't know if more are coming. Right. And one of my buddies got up and he's like, well, there goes supper, I guess. So yeah, I think, I don't know. I've always had try to worry about the things I can control. I can't control that. So to wander around scared all day just didn't really make a lot of sense to me personally. But again, it affects people very differently. I had some friends who did get outside the wire, and from all accounts, things were a little crazier out there and a lot more nerve-wracking. 2010, when I went over, like I said, things were very, very, very different. They were a lot calmer. I would say that we probably only had 4 or 5 rocket attacks over the course of that whole tour. There wasn't a lot of incidents of combat outside, like when if a member passes away out on the battlefield, we have a ramp ceremony for them before they go home. My first tour, I did 11 ramp parades. Not all for Canadians, but I did 11 ramp parades. In 2010, comparatively, I did one. So, sorry, two. One was for another nation. And then Kuwait,